Hello and welcome to the 6 o'clock club. Hi, I'm Andy, Twisted Narrative, and we have Kristian here. Hello, Kristian.
Hello, everybody.
How
Hope
was?
everyone is safe and well.
Yeah, yeah, indeed. How was your weekend?
Oh, it was lovely, thank you. It was wonderful and quiet. I went out for a meal on Saturday. I went out for lots of walks. It was brilliant. Oh, and I got the whole of the first chapter of Berserk, the manga,
All right.
on Saturday. So I read through all of that, which was delightful. And now I can see where all of Dark Souls and Bloodborne and all the Soulsborne gamers come from.
Yeah,
It was amazing. Very dark, not for children. Definitely not for children. But it was amazing.
I'll have to check that out. And I've got some of the Bloodborne graphics, but so Berserk, the
Berserk.
original manga. Okay,
Hmm.
I shall check that out. Well, it is Monday and it is 6 o'clock, and we tend to do a little bit of a review of the week just gone, certainly the last. Hiya, Michael. Thanks for joining us in chat. Hope your day, start of the week, has gone well as well. So, a little bit of a review of the games over the weekend, Friday through to Sunday, and then we'll talk about this week's games. We've got one, I think, that has some spaces on. And then I will talk about the announcement, something that I'm excited about. Nobody else is because, well, nobody else knows what I'm about to announce. So it's all new. I'm hoping that I can get a little bit of interest in it, and it's gonna. I'm excited about it anyway. We will see. So, first and foremost, we started the weekend on Friday with our Friday night collateral damage game. And as always, I like to do my name check. So we had Michael, who is in chat in that game. We had V and Stuart, Ryan, Ben, Charlotte, and the return of Richard, who is playing Adran. And he managed to join us with his uh, young child, Felix. Who was also instrumental in the game. We heard him a few times, but it was lovely to see, and it was very, very welcome uh, to sort of see Richard back in the game. In terms of what they did, as I said, it's fifth edition D&D, high level party. They finished off these illithid aberrations, these Dalkia, as they call it, because they're currently in Eberron, quite convincingly. No real sort of troubles there. And then they had conversations with the Duergar that was stationed there in this very large forge, and it went remarkably smoothly. Um, Normally, I mean, they are self-titled collateral damage, which basically says it all really. But it went surprisingly smoothly. They got quite a large amount of information to move forward the plot even more. A great fun evening and lots of fantastic role play. Um, I mean, it's and I keep mentioning this because I mean 18th level is no mean feat in fifth edition, and um, they're a fantastic group. They don't overplay their power levels. They don't uh, use the rules to solve every problem that they've got. They role play their way through a lot of the plot, and it's a pleasure to see. And I genuinely think that it's a lot more fun that way, and hopefully everybody else does as well. Then we moved on to Saturday. Saturday was 3 games, and the first game, Curse of Strahd, we started it towards the end of a combat that was happening the previous session, and it was close to a total party wipe kill. They were on the back foot, and they started the encounter, the session, sort of backpedaling and right, we really need to disengage from this and think about it and come back. But players,
There's no coming
yeah,
back.
players. They uh, their idea of fleeing is, well, I'm not going to use my action to actually move. I'm going to do an attack and then maybe try and move away.
Best kind of flee.
Yeah.
Not disengage. No, just. Ah!
So some of them went down. They got back up again. Reminds me of the old Chumbawamba sort of song. They got knocked down. They got back up again. But they got themselves into a situation that fleeing was rapidly not becoming an option because some of them tried to, some of them stayed behind, some of them got knocked down. They came back to heal them. They got back up, and um, but the dice and some of their previous interactions helped them as some allies turned up, and this was in no way sort of fudging. They were aware these allies were coming up as well. Not particularly powerful allies.
Did they push the allies in front of the enemy? Take that.
Well,
Yeah.
again, I don't want to say specifics because it is a published adventure, and there would be what might be considered spoilers here. But I have to say, both the players, their characters, and me as a GM was um, surprised that they actually managed to survive it. They battled through and they got there. It was quite close, absolutely, but a well-deserved victory in the end. It wasn't kind of they were being sensible with their actions. It made sense with everything they did. They weren't just being sort of gung ho about it all. But it could have easily gone anyway. Um, and they succeeded, and they have now returned to the safest part of Barovia, which again I don't particularly want to sort of mention because of spoilers. And they are now planning on the real end game, which is to take the fight. There's no spoilers here. To Strad himself. So
What? He's
yes,
the
well,
bad guy?
Strad.
Ah,
He's not actually the bad guy.
spoilers.
I mean, like
It's just misunderstood.
right at the start of the game, he sends them a message to say, why don't you come for dinner? I mean, I, hospitality.
I would love to have you for dinner.
Yeah, basically is what he does. I've not really known any player group as yet take him up on that offer. Um, but it would be quite interesting to see. So
That would be such a swerve that suddenly you've got this whole published. And again, I've not read it, so I don't expect you to answer it. But you've got this whole published adventure that's probably based around getting up to that fight. But at the very beginning, you go, we think he's the good guy, and imagine just oh well, that's in the bin.
well, no. I mean, all credit to the campaign book. You can kind of play it like that. Strad
Oh
is a
really?
mastermind. It's obviously taken inspiration from the old Hammer House of Horror,
Yeah.
and let's face it, fella my lad goes and meets Dracula and is buying properties in London for him. What's his name?
Jonathan
Jonathan
Harker.
Harker. Yeah. So hey there, Simon. Thanks for joining us. So it's deliberately that message that they get sent early on is an invite. You can meet him right at the start of the campaign and have conversations with him. And that is what makes the game so much fun. There are multiple sort of angles and whatever that you can play with that. So that was Curse of Strahd on Saturday. Then we moved to Diplomates, which is a critical role game. He is indeed very dreamy. The critical role set in Exandria, Wildmount to be particular. I don't think I mentioned who was in Curse of Strahd, so I'll quickly go back to that. We had Ian, we had Josh, we had Pete, and we had Matt.
Is that the same Ian who did the excellent interview on Friday?
It was. I'm very pleased you mentioned that. I was
very much enjoyed that.
unsure about it. I'm not even sure. I don't know whether we talked about me rather than gaming, so it felt very strange if you know what I mean. But please check it out Friday if you want to know more about me reading 2000 ADs in the 70s. I mean, it was literally February it came out, so I think it's like 46 years now
Blimey.
since the launch of that. Um, um, but yeah, check it out. It is on catch up, and you can hear all about my life. But the Diplomates, we had Melk, we had Doug, we had Charlotte, we had Ben, and we had Nathan. And again, this is a very, very fun role play, fifth edition experience. And they managed to pull off a heist. They managed to successfully pull off a heist, really, without any kind of sort of repercussions. And they have discovered a den of villainy, and combat has just broken out. And I'm going to be very interested to see how they move this forward. I can't really say much more about that at the moment because of spoilers, but it was quite an interesting cliffhanger as they are dealing with these people. Um, then on Saturday night, absolutely fantastic Fun Call of Cthulhu. We are playing Masks of Nyarlathotep, which is how I pronounce it.
Nyarlathotep.
Nyarlathotep. Thank you. Um, and it's wonderful. It's absolutely wonderful. We've done the prologue, and we are now in chapter one in America. And again, it's a published adventure, so I don't really want to say very much, but I very much enjoyed all of the descriptions and the action, and handing out all of the absolutely fantastic handouts for it. There we had Ian, George, and James, and again, great role playing from all of them, taking in all of the shock and the horror of the game, and we've only just scratched the surface so far. Um, then we moved on to Sunday. Sunday was Mythical First, 5th edition, and this was a first level group, which is always terrifying to run for. Absolutely, they are. And
Sneezing, you're dead.
this is a homebrew game, one of literally written for publication. It's kind of a Susan, a snapshot of the Diggers Deep supplement that we are releasing. And yeah, it was challenging. More challenging in the fact that the party did go separate ways through the mines. Um, can you do anything about this? But your mic volume is a little low. Yeah, I don't honestly don't know about this. But thank you. You're not the first person to sort of mention this. I think I'm going to have to invest in a better mic. So apologies to that, Simon. I will get a better mic for tomorrow. Elsa, hello. Thank you for joining us. Um, so it was interesting to sort of play this through. Um, the players did sort of decide that there's a lot of opportunity for exploration in the mines that they went down, and there's a lot of opportunity for nothing really to sort of happen. So it's kind of like you sort of go down, oh, well, this is a little bit boring. This is, oh, there's nothing here. So it was deliberately designed to be, well, what's going on? It's safe. It's safe. And yes, they fell for that comfort zone, and very rapidly, because we were playing it on fantasy grounds, I could see their little icons separating. Um, and then it was like, okay, could everybody stop moving your tokens? As these um, shadow cursed, I think I called them, these strange entities from the Shadowfell kind
Ooh.
of leapt out of the shadows, and there were shadow-born phages, fear made flesh, all of these quite horrible creatures from the Shadowfell that emerged and started fighting them. One of the players had their strength drained down to 1 point. They literally were on 4 strength, and they had to roll a d4, and if they had got a 4 in the dice, they would have perished beyond even being able to be brought back. The first
Oh dear.
attack roll, the first attack roll of the session was one of these shadow cursed, and that was a critical hit as well.
Ow.
Yeah,
Oh,
it was that type of game, and I don't enjoy it. But
you
it
sure?
looked very
You
much
sure?
like it was going to be all over for them at one point. But again, they rallied together. One of the characters got themselves poisoned, so disadvantage on attack rolls. Um, they tried to have a short rest after walking into the lair of fear-made flesh and not discovering anything. They did not get a short rest. It was quite horrific. I spoke to them afterwards in Discord, and they all enjoyed it. They enjoyed that fear and that pressure upon them.
Yeah,
Um,
it's good for certain games. Although
yeah,
I
yeah.
will say, does everyone notice that when Andy says he doesn't enjoy it, he's looking down with the cap kind of covering his mouth? You can't see
It's
the
because
smile.
I've got my
There's a smile there.
notes.
There's no. He's hiding that smile. You know, he hates the players. He wants them all dead. TPK every session. That's what Andy wants.
It is Vampire tomorrow night for you, isn't
Shoot.
it? Um, so just a friendly reminder. But we had James and Marcus and Matt and Andy in that game, and it was a pleasure to run. I don't think I would tweak for the supplement that we're writing at the moment. Any of it, it felt balanced to me. The players were operating their characters, and they got a little bit sort of dreamy, moving off. I think if they stuck together, it would have been good. Um, but other than that, they didn't do anything particularly wrong, other than sort of wander off by themselves. Um, hey there, Brian.
Never
Hey
do that.
there. Thank you for
Never
joining us.
run off. Never run off on your own. Ever. Keep the party together. Don't split the party.
I very much love it when you clump together in sort of 10-foot sort of diameter circles as
Oh
well.
yeah, unless there's a dragon nearby or something that does area effect. But don't split the party so you can't see each other.
Yeah, it was fun, and to be perfectly honest, I think it helped make the tension in the game.
Yeah, yeah,
It was very cool, and there was because they were in some mines diggers deep. There was a rope with a sort of pulley system with a sort of basket or barrel for people to get ore backwards and forwards across a big ravine, and also move miners across. And they decided to split the party and move some of them across first by another one. And of course, Fear Made Flesh decided to pounce on the lone person who was currently in the transport system. So that was quite exciting as well. All in all, I genuinely enjoyed it. I was a little bit concerned. I thought I might have not had it as balanced as it could have been, but I genuinely think it was. I think it was definitely tough for first level characters, but they won through without, me and my dedication to open roles and not fudging things. It's the only way to sort of play test things properly. So it was fun, and then we moved from that straight into the game that Kristian played in, Eberron. We had
yeah.
Jenny, we had Jocelyn, we had Rachel, Tony, and we had Kristian. So as usual, I'm going to let Kristian do some talking and let me know about
Well,
the game.
it was. I mean, it was great. It was really great, and I'll get onto why it was really great in a moment. But we're still at this pyramid casino in this card tournament. There are lots of threads happening, but what we're trying to do is we're trying to do is disrupt the card tournament because the organizer, undead sort of character called Rekmara, she is trying to siphon off people's luck, and it's not very pleasant. So we were trying to follow the threads and find out what we could do to stop the tournament. So we we met some thieves previously that said they're going to try and steal the treasure and replace it with a fake one. So we've got something that's going on there. And we're looking at some other threads of these inquisitors that are there that are hunting undead, and they're being controlled by a member of Heroes for Hire, our hated enemies. But most importantly, the other players got to meet Stiltskin Ribbons. Now, this is the character I've alluded to a few times as this is the character of Andy's I hate the most and love the most, because he got under my skin so much. Stiltskin Ribbons is a character I despise with a passion, and I enjoy despising him. He's annoying, he's odious, he is terrible. And there was a wonderful moment last night when Tony's character Kel Tony said, "Why don't you come with me and we'll go speak to the thieves and let the other two talk to the man in the red jacket?" Who, it was a bit metagamey, but I already knew who it was. I thought, yeah, no, I'm not talking to him. But the reason why it was a great session was because we're with the wonderful, the ever exciting Captain Dove, and Captain Dove had the idea, let's go pee in his bathtub, and that's how we ended the session, with us peeing in the bathtub and my character deciding to go to the bedroom because he misheard bathtub to bedroom.
I'm not sure
and it was wonderful.
It.
No, I'm not sure I did. But I will say this is, and I was trying to think back to when I first met Stiltskin Ribbons, and it would have been when I was back in Nottingham, when we were playing regularly, and that would have been around about 2011. So that's actually about 12 years ago.
Yeah.
And so this has been 12 years in the making. This is, it felt one. I mean, there'll probably be ramifications, but for right now, I was so happy. Stiltskin Ribbons is going to wake up or come back to his senses and be horrified at what's happened, and it's going to be glorious.
Yeah. As Leslie, hi Leslie, thank you so much for joining us. It's great to have you in chat. I've known Leslie for a very, very long time, and Leslie has also met in real life Stiltskin Ribbons and Captain Dove, because they
real
were
life ribbons.
They were characters that existed in the live role play that I used to be involved in, and yes. I hope their legacy has moved on. The nature hasn't changed. I think Stiltskin Ribbons has become even worse, and Dove is Dove.
Even better.
Yeah. But he's really difficult to play. Really difficult to channel because you have to be nasty to people.
Yes,
and you don't sometimes, as a GM or as a person that's channeling that. It's not role playing, or live role playing is not a script. It's not like, okay, well, this character's going to say this to you, and you know that it's written down, and you have your replies here. It's fantastic to see that their legacy still in the live role play is still being mentioned. Thanks for that, Leslie. So if it was a play, it's so much easier because they're just words that you're given to do, but you actively. I was quite nasty last night.
You were. It was great. I mean, we got them. I think we got the measure of Stiltskin Ribbons. For people, I mean, Rachel and I have encountered him before, but the rest of the party I don't know if they have. And they got the measure of Stiltskin Ribbons really quickly when he was being an absolute jerk to some serving staff. And it was like, wow, you just immediately knew exactly what type of person he was. And yes, through the interactions, with Minty, Jocelyn's character, who goes by the code name Leo, he was always like, "Oh, what about you, Leo?" Meow, because he kept compared the name of Leo to, did you get named that by your parents? To, they think you were a cat or something like that. Yeah, it was horrible but wonderful.
Good. Because it's this is why you have lines and veils, obviously. What I felt easier about is that Jocelyn, who plays Minty, her her sort of pseudonym is Leo, so it felt kind of one step removed from
Yes,
sort of dissing the character, because this was
yes,
dissing the name or the pseudonym of
yeah,
the character.
yeah.
So it felt like I could go a little more obnoxious with that.
I
Um,
think that's it. He's obnoxious.
yeah,
He's nasty, but he's I would say he's got a whole heap of obnoxiousness about him that makes you kind of take everything he says with a grain of salt. So you can just go, oh, this guy, oh, this guy, oh, oh,
but
oh.
he thinks he's so right all of the time.
He does. Oh,
Ah, Um, okay, so that was that, and I kind of enjoyed the end. It was just like quite interesting, because normally, let's face it, in Dungeons and Dragons, which is what we were playing fifth edition, normally when someone upsets you, it's like, all right, well. We'll just go and murder them. We'll just go and kill them. But the end encounter wasn't anything like that. It was like, let's go and pee in
let's
his
go pee in
bathtub.
his bathtub.
It's like, which was very juvenile, but certainly very
Oh,
Camden Dove, and I think it was
it's
well
wonderful.
within your character's remit
Yeah.
as well. So it felt very both appropriate and funny, especially as everybody was kind of drinking and talking about the encounters that they had. Um, I mentioned the players there, but really great fun. I very much enjoyed it, and like we were saying off air, actually, the threads are slowly coming together for
Yes.
this whole sort of story arc, not necessarily H4H, but the casino story arc. So I'm looking forward to seeing the payoff there at some point. Okay, so that was the weekend's games. I hope you've all found that interesting. It really helps if you let us know whether you found it interesting or not, because we can cut that time shorter and talk about other things. Um, but it's quite nice for me to be able to vocalize how the games went and do some name checks to our wonderful community that play in the games and everything else. I'm going to quite rapidly move through the games of this week, because it occurs to me I don't really need to give you full descriptions of them, because we're going to be doing that um, on the day after the game that we've run it, basically, if that makes any kind of sense. So there's no game normally tonight. Normally tonight is my day off, my date night with Heather. So very much looking forward to that. I've got no idea what we'll be watching, a movie or something, really. So it's pretty much a surprise to me. I think we're just about to get invaded as well. You can just about see
Oh,
Willow Cat
cat.
is on the movie, and she's all. What
No,
about
we don't
me?
want that end, thanks. We don't want that end.
Just edited, just edited. She will sit here, lovely. She is such a softie. Um, so this coming week, no game tonight. Tomorrow night is Vampire the Masquerade, Modern Knights. Kristian is in that, and we also have Andrew, Rachel, and Elsa. Um, Fantastic group, and Rich. Rich is very busy with work, so I sometimes don't mention him because he can't make sessions. But if you can, Rich, it'll be lovely to have you back. We need you to organise your crew to go down to Red Bank and deal with this drug problem at the moment.
Because we can't.
Yes, Rich is the only. Well, that's not quite true, because I think Gasper
Oh, Gaspar gets things done.
has some combat, but
Yeah.
the other three of you are more social butterflies, as it were,
And
really.
yeah, my character's neither a lover nor a fighter.
Why don't you look lovely into the screen there, into the camera? I was speaking to you, Kristian, not the cat. Uh, um, so that is Vampire, a great set of players. As I say, we'll cover what happens tomorrow night on Wednesday's 6 o'clock club. Uh, on Thursday, we've got 5th edition D&D Call of the Netherdeep. And excuse me while I try and remember everybody's names. We've got James, and we've got Jack, and we've got Joe, and we've got M, and we have James.
Wow.
Yeah, no. James and Jack and Joe and M and Michael. Michael. It's because you're in all of the games.
Wow.
Michael that is there
Michael.
as well, and Connor, of course, who plays a very interesting astral elf.
Oh,
Uh,
wow.
so that was off the top of my head. And then on Friday night, we have Michael again, and V and Stuart, Ryan, Ben, Charlotte, hopefully Richard returning for that. Then on Saturday, we've got yes, you, Michael. I did get to there before you
I
managed to get
know.
in there.
I know, Michael.
Um,
I don't know what we're going to do with him.
I'm terrible. I'm terrible. Um, then Dungeon of the Mad Mage. Um, Great. If you like Mega Dungeons, it's very, very well written. If you don't like Mega Dungeons, you won't enjoy it. Simple as that, really.
Not for me then.
Very much enjoying it with the group that we've got, and we've got Anand, and we've got Jocelyn, we have Josh, and we have Ian, and we have Pete, and we might have Richard back as well. Then we have Greyhawk Unbound. And this is really great fun. I keep frothing about this one, which is an old role play term. If anybody gets it, well, bonus points to you. And within that, we do have John, we have Wayne, we have Al, and we have Simon. It's very, very cool. It's whilst it's fifth ed, it feels very old school, and it is the Greyhawk setting, and it's I enjoy all the games I run, but this one in particular it's got that old school feel, which I like to mix things up a little bit, so that not every game I run feels like I'm running the same game, and I get different types of enjoyment from different sessions. Then after that, another fifth ed game, one very close to my heart, Tales from the Smoke. And if you are still in chat, Leslie, that is another familiar location you will be familiar with, the Smoke. This is my sort of homebrew sort of world, steampunky, Victorian, grim, dark, fantasy world. And got a great set of players there as well. We've got Kyle, we've got Cara, we've got Michael, and we have someone else, Casper, I think, in that one. I think that is all of those. And then, we have Ben in there as well. I can't forget that. And then we have Spelljammer Saturday night. Leslie says, oh yes, very much so. We just killed Demorny at the last game. Wow, that was a long time coming, Leslie. That was a long time coming. I will, when my schedule permits, come down and see all of you guys again. I do miss it an awful lot. Saturday night we have Spelljammer called Cosmic Rain. This is very much a Guardians of the Galaxy-esque kind of high level 12th level characters, and we have Jack and we have Sky and we have Adam in that, and this is a game that we have got a spare one or two player places left in it. They've only just we started it at 12th level, so not a lot has happened in it yet. It's only sort of at the starting point, even though it's 12th level. um, Yeah, I mean, I'm not entirely sure, Leslie, that I'm up for taking my shirt off and taking everybody on again at the moment. But Who knows? Perhaps I might have to get into Rocky style montage. I'm much better rolling dice than I am at physically fighting people at the moment. But once my blood's up, you know what I'm like. I can take on 60 odd people if need be.
God, we're all learning tonight, aren't we?
Quite often I used to throw my shirt off and wrestle. That's what they paid me for.
I'm glad we don't do in-person games anymore.
Well, for extra, if you want to apply your video cams, I can take my top off.
How
More than
much to keep
happy.
it on?
Then we move to Sunday. Sunday, we've got our mythical game. This is not the same as last week's game, last Sunday's game. This is tier 2, so the characters are from level 5 to level 10. And it's called Rise of the Weird Eaters. High fantasy, D&D. And we are finding out that these weird eaters, the weird being the magic, the eaters being those that consume the magic of the world, are rising again. And we have got in that Jack and Marcus, we've got Natasha and Casper, and we have Ian and Anand. So I did that. Not too bad, actually, not too bad. I think I've managed to do a name check for everybody with everything, and we will cover how all of those games go, um, um, either on the 6 o'clock club or 6 o'clock club next Monday. Yeah, I did play the Sorcerer Supreme in that live role play system, the multiverse one. I came to a very, very unfortunate end as well, which is a very long story, which I won't bore you with at the moment. But it was the most unusual of character deaths, or rather NPC deaths. Um, it was literally, it's one of the very first times that I was speechless.
Wow,
There
that's rare.
there was little response to that other than, well, I guess this character is, yeah, Leslie. It was very much a, oops, I think I'm dead. um, it was it was it was very, very funny. It
We
was
definitely need to hear more about this. I agree with Kyle. We have to hear more about this.
well, it
Not
was
not tonight, but I think it would be a good one. Good one for later in the week. Be really
well.
good to hear.
It means, Leslie, you will have to join us again at some point. Um, so yeah, that is all of the stuff really for tonight, other than the special announcement, which I'm assuming you're all waiting for, and this is why we've got such magnificent viewership at the moment. Maybe I should do this clickbait more often. Wah, ha, 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 ha. No, seriously, I'm thinking about doing an actual play this coming Sunday night. Um, that's about as much as I have thought about it at the moment. Well, that's not a lie. I need to encourage some people to take part in it, but we need the people, the volunteers, to obviously have a decent camera and audio setup. Um, but I have created a little thumbnail for it, which I hopefully can make appear now. Boof. Aha! Sunday night improv. It'll be from 8 o'clock on Sunday night. It will be,
Improv.
yeah, it will be an actual play. And the concept is it'll be using the twisted narrative rule set, very, very rules light. You can learn it in 10 minutes. And the idea is the characters are all imps, and they are sent on tasks and missions from the Lord of the Hells, to achieve things. If any of you are familiar with the roleplay game Paranoia, you will be very familiar with how this goes. There will be multiple objectives, multiple complications, and hopefully what I'm trying to do is we'll be encouraging you in chat to help out with those complications. So it will most definitely be improv, where the imps will be improvising, going through all of the quest. It's probably going to run for maybe 2 hours. I can't see it going any later than 10. So that is very much the starting point. Still quite a lot to do for it. There is obviously finding some people that are interested in taking part in this, ensuring that they are comfortable with improvising, because it's certainly not a game where you can sort of look at the rules or the setting. In terms of theme, well, I'm going for it. I'm going multiversal. This isn't just imps from a fantasy environment. You might find yourself in a dystopian future. You might find yourself in modern day. How about the Wild West? The
Swindon.
Hells, Swindon. I mean, that's yeah. So it's very much a work in progress. But number one, I'm hoping to encourage a few people to join me in this this fun Sunday night romp. It's not really designed to be a campaign. What it's designed to do is we run it for as long as we do, and if people are interested, we can do another one. There's so many different sort of scenarios or complications we can sort of throw out there. And as I say, even if you are not sort of live taking part on camera, you can jump into chat, and very much like whose line is it anyway? You can throw in, and maybe I will sort of throw in some ideas and ask the chat some questions. It only works if obviously there are people in chat that are interested in taking part. There are people that are prepared to sort of come online and be part of that experience. But I think we've got a fantastic community. I think it's very doable, and I really like the pun improv. So let's do it. Let's do it. Um, Initial thoughts, chats. This is your perfect time to actually prove that you can write something in chat.
Oh, Kyle said it sounds like fun, so
Yeah, it's gonna be a blast.
it does. Yeah.
What about you, Kristian? Do you think it's doable? Do you like the concept? But be
Oh,
honest, it's like,
you had me at improv.
yeah, well,
I know. I mean, I love that sort of thing. It sounds like it'd be a great laugh. And if I can be in it, I'll be in it.
yeah,
And if I can't be in it, I'll be watching it. And if I can't be watching it live, I will definitely be watching it on catch
catch
up.
up.
But I will definitely try and make it there in some way, shape, or form for
Awesome.
that evening. The only trouble for me is I get very tired after games,
Yeah,
very tired, and I've got Sean. But if I can be there, I will, because
yeah,
it sounds a lot of fun, and I love that sort of larking about. I'm choosing my words carefully there because I don't know. I don't want to get you slammed by the algorithm. So let's say larking
larking
about.
about, yes. Yeah, well, I mean, this is the thing with improv. It's either going to be hysterically funny or fall flat on its face. You never know, basically. But that is part of
No,
the excitement of it all
yeah,
as well.
you need an audience laughing. Elsa said it sounds like a blast,
Yeah,
and Michael said it sounds cool. So yeah,
yeah.
you got some thumbs up there from
Fantastic.
respected members of the community
Absolutely. All our members are respected, apart from maybe me.
and me.
And you, yeah. So we'll be putting information in our Discord. If you are unfamiliar with our Discord, you'll be able to find the link to our Discord in the comments below. Please watch out for that. I'm hoping it's going to be. I'm hoping it fires. Basically, I'm hoping it actually comes to play. If it doesn't come to play this week, this Sunday, and then there are plenty of other Sundays. I've only announced it here, so you are all first to know. So there's quite a lot of between now and then to do it. The rule set is written. It takes 5 minutes to learn. It's very, very simple pools of D6. The rest of it is improvising your way through the mission that you are given. And it can take you anywhere, because that is the point of the whole improv thing. We might ask chat, well, where are we going to start this? What timeline, what genre, where are we going to send these very puny, weak little imps to do their mischief? So it's a case very much of let's just do it and see how much fun we can make it be. With that, though, it is time to say goodbye. I can't believe that we have filled up 45 minutes already with this chat. So thank you very, very much, everybody, for contributing tonight in chat. Thank you for watching live. If you're not watching live, hello from the past. We're older now that you're watching this.
I'm definitely older.
If you can, though, if you haven't already, please consider giving us a subscribe and a like. We need to and build these metrics up. And if you are interested in learning more, check out the Discord link and join our community in Discord. In the meantime, hopefully we'll see you all again tomorrow night at 6 o'clock for Tuesday's 6 o'clock club, where we'll be speaking about something completely different. Take care, everybody. Thank you very much. Stay safe. Look after each other. Bye from me.
And it's bye from him.
Bye-bye.